Breaking up is hard to do, especially if you happen to be some of the world's most recognized names. While there are plenty of polite, publicist-controlled splits in Hollywood, these celebrities took the definition of breakup drama to a whole new level. Actors Matt Damon and Minnie dated for more than a year in the late 90s, until Damon boldly proclaimed on the Oprah Winfrey Show that he was single, leaving poor Driver to find out at the same time as the rest of the world. Driver later told the Los Angeles Times, "It's unfortunate that Matt went on Oprah. It seemed like a good forum for him to announce to the world that we were no longer together, which I found fantastically inappropriate." Though she also once described falling for Damon as an occupational hazard, Driver seemed to have gained some perspective on the whole situation years later, reportedly saying, "I was young for my age and didn't have any of my family around me, so I was probably just a bit lost, and I upset a few people because there were times when I spoke before I thought." Hey, we've all been there, Minnie. Katy Perry and Russell Brand were married for 14 months when they suddenly announced their divorce in 2012. Perry later revealed to Vogue exactly how her former beau broke the news, saying, "He's a very smart man and I was in love with him when I married him. Let's just say I haven't heard from him since he texted me saying he was divorcing me December 31st, 2011. In the same interview, the Swish Swish songstress accused Brand of being controlling during their marriage, alleging that he was intimidated by her success and disheartened at her intense touring and promotional schedule.
You know, they would say, "Oh no, I don't want to be in a relationship because I don't want to have to choose between being in a relationship and having a career."
For his part, Brand later admitted to Us Weekly that he may have projected his own issues onto his pop star ex-wife. Actress Charlize Theron dumped actor Penn the new-fashioned way in 2015 by reportedly ghosting her then-fiancé for a few weeks until he got the message. A source told Us Weekly, Charlize wasn't responding to his calls and texts. She just cut it off. Theron's disappearing act became the talk of Tinseltown, but the Mad Max star insisted the gossip was ridiculous, telling the Wall Street Journal, "There is no need to sensationalize things. When you leave a relationship, there has to be some crazy story or some crazy drama, and the ghosting thing, like literally, I still don't even know what it is." We're sure she's learned by now. In 2008, pop star Jonas became the first in a long line of famous men to reportedly break songstress Taylor Swift's heart, and he did so in typical 20-year-old fashion, by phone. Swift revealed the details of her breakup to talk show host Ellen DeGeneres, and the 18-year-old didn't mince any words.
"I'm not even going to be able to remember the boy who broke up with me over the phone in 25 seconds when I was 18.
To be fair, Jonas said that conversation was a two-way street.
You know, it's not all true.
People reported that Jonas penned a blog to his fans about the split, writing, "I called to discuss feelings with the other person. Those feelings were obviously not well received. I did not end the conversation, someone else did." Phone calls can only last as long as the person on the other end of the line is willing to talk. It's hard to argue with that logic. Taylor Swift and Scottish DJ Calvin Harris dated for more than a year before they broke up in June 2016, and things swiftly took an ugly turn. After the breakup, it was revealed that Harris and Swift had collaborated on his song, This Is What You Came For, with Swift using a pseudonym in the songwriting credits to avoid drawing attention to their relationship and overshadowing their music. Though all parties were said to have agreed with the decision, Swift's cooperation was apparently conditional. Shortly after the pop sensation split with Harris and hooked up with actor Tom Hiddleston, her rep publicly announced that Swift had co-written the hit song. Harris didn't deny the claims and even noted that Swift also sang a bit on the song and praised what a great job she did. However, he did call his famous ex out for what he interpreted as a calculated and spiteful move on her part to belittle his own producing and musical talent. Harris tweeted, "I figure if you're happy in your new relationship, you should focus on that, instead of trying to tear your ex-boyfriend down for something to do. I know you're off tour and you need someone new to try and bury, but I'm not that guy. Sorry, I won't allow it." Look what you made him do, Taylor. Nikki Bella and John Cena called off their engagement in April 2018, just weeks before they were supposed to tie the knot. The split, which was reportedly over Cena's refusal to have children, came as quite the shock to fans. A source told People magazine, "It's clear that they had issues over what they wanted from a marriage and from family. But despite their differences and the fights they had, people still thought they would go through with the wedding. Everyone is surprised that it ended." Perhaps no one was more surprised than Cena, who went on to make several cringe-worthy appeals to win Bella back after the split, even offering to reverse his vasectomy and gushing about his love for his ex on TV.
I don't want anybody else. I love Nicole, and I don't have any other hopes other than maybe one day that we can work it out.
Spoiler alert, things didn't work out, and now the pair aren't even friends. In fact, Bella alleged to Cosmopolitan in October 2018 that she legally can't even speak of Cena at all anymore, making all of those embarrassing declarations of love even more humiliating for everyone involved. Sofia Vergara was in an on-again, off-again relationship with Nick Loeb for years before she upgraded to her now-husband Joe Manganiello in 2014. While Vergara and Loeb were together, they reportedly froze 2 of Vergara's embryos, a move that would haunt the actress for years to come.
You know what? I don't think this partnership is working.
Once Vergara married Manganiello in 2015, Loeb began pursuing legal action against the Modern Family star in an effort to bring the embryos to term. Insiders told Page 6 that Loeb was only going after the embryos in an attempt to punish Vergara for moving on from him. And Vergara never backed down from her stance that any babies she ever has should be born to parents that don't hate one another. In August 2017, E! News reported that a Louisiana federal judge granted Vergara's motion to dismiss the case against her in the state due to lack of personal jurisdiction. But as of 2018, Loeb still hadn't given up his battle for the embryos, who he reportedly named Isabella and Emma. Rob Kardashian briefly dated Rita Ora in 2012, but it remains murky as to whether or not they were actually in an official relationship. In a since-deleted series of overly explicit and super angry tweets, Kardashian accused the singer of cheating on him with 20 other men, leading to the less-than-classy trending Twitter topic Rita Horror. All of this was news to poor Ora, who denied ever actually being in a relationship with Kardashian. As she explained to the Sunday Telegraph, "I never thought it was actually a relationship in all honesty. I never mentally defined it as boyfriend and girlfriend. You should have to sit an exam before you go on Twitter to see if you're mentally stable." Mean hashtags aside, Kardashian was clearly more affected than Ora by the not even a relationship. In a February 2013 episode of Kourtney and Kim Take Miami, he griped to his famous sisters, "All I did with Ora was waste a lot of money and gain 40 pounds.
I'm so insecure. I weigh like 215 pounds. I hate everything. This is not me."
Poor Rita Ora can't seem to catch a break in the romance department. After her highly publicized drama with Rob Kardashian, the singer began dating DJ Calvin Harris. The two were together for about a year when they abruptly split, with Ora reportedly first learning of the breakup when Harris tweeted about it in early 2014. As if that weren't painful enough, Harris blocked Ora from performing any of the songs they'd worked on as a pair, leading the singer to scrap her second album altogether. Ora lamented to Marie Claire, "I thought he had my back and that'd never steer me wrong. But then I Will Never Let You Down came out and everything started to go a bit weird. I don't know if it was because business was mixed with personal or what."
She's funny. She's funny.
Alex Rodriguez was married to Cynthia Scurtis from 2002 until September 2008, when Scurtis filed for divorce from the then New York Yankee, claiming A-Rod emotionally abandoned her and their 2 daughters in favor of hooking up with Madonna. Yes, that Madonna.
The girl is in love with me.
Scurtis's attorney outright alleged in July 2008 that Rodriguez was having an affair with the Material Girl, who was still married to Guy Ritchie at the time. In a statement to People magazine, Madonna denied an affair and shut down any rumors of plans to divorce Ritchie. But that stance lasted about as long as her unfortunate grill phase. By October 2008, Madonna and her director husband announced they were splitting, with sources saying that her fling with A-Rod was one of the many factors leading to the dissolution of her marriage.
But, I mean, that's life.
Pop diva Mariah Carey was briefly engaged to Australian billionaire James Packer, but the couple called it quits in October 2016 before they ever made it down the aisle. A source who spoke with Us Weekly revealed that There'll Always Be My Baby songstress was devastated and shocked by the breakup, saying, "Mariah was totally blindsided by James. She read the news in Women's Day Australia that said he dumped her. Mariah knew they were having problems, but it wasn't the kind of thing where she thought she'd read in the paper that she got dumped. That devastation may have cost Packer a pretty penny." TMZ reported that after the pair split, Carey privately demanded Packer pay her $50 million, the amount she reportedly would have gotten from a prenuptial agreement had they married, although Packer's camp vehemently denied any such arrangement. However, it seems Carey came out on top after all was said and done. After After the breakup, Packer allegedly had a breakdown and entered rehab for his drinking problem, while Carey moved on with her backup dancer and reportedly sold her engagement ring from Packer to a Los Angeles jeweler for the small amount of $2 million.
I don't know him.